Hello, welcome to SquishiVision. Here I'm going to give my thoughts on the Jurassic Park Dominion Prologue that was released, I think, like a week or so ago. This 5 minute long prologue, and what my thoughts are on it, and pretty much about. Also, I've added the backing track. Oops, I'm peaking heavily here. Hang on. Did I not? Oh, yeah, because I didn't put a limit on. Right, that's going to need to fix it. Actually, I'll fix it now very quickly. Uh, yeah, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, so about the backing track, sorry, is what I was trying to say. To stream, courtesy of backingtrack.gg. If you're doing a stream and you want some music to put onto it, this isn't sponsored or anything by it, but I thought I might as well give them a shout out. You can do that, it's free. Perfectly free, which is, I think, amazing, and I don't know why I didn't hear it sooner. And then I also realised that there's a cool thing, use OBS, which you can do for a while, which I never really played around with, where you can automatically dim the volume of something else as you speak, which is actually quite fun. And I'm putting all my things now, so when I do my trail reacts on my gaming, it's gonna dip automatically. Anyway, less about my live streaming rig and more about this. So it's a 5 minute short. About most of that, 3.5 minutes, kind of, it was just a bunch of random clips of dinosaurs 65 million years ago, and then the next bit was the T-Rex going on a rampage through a drive-in cinema. And yes, pretty much it. As far as prologues go, it's more of a teaser. I mean, I guess I shouldn't disregard it in that sense. I mean, I always say, actually, this is the kind of marketing you should do for a film, where instead of showing clips of the film that you're about to, it's about showing actual clips on the film, potentially spoiling some things. You should make a completely original short film which teases the kind of what the film is going to be about without actually showing you any of the footage that you're going to see in the film. The Muppets did it with the Muppets film, the 2011, 12 Muppets film. Or was that Muppets Most Wanted? Anyway, and I tend to do it with short films I make. If I get a chance to, I tend to make kind of short films on the set, which are like either prologues or kind of tangential scenes. And I feel that's kind of actually much better than doing a trailer. So I guess in that respect, this is great. But also it's kind of, I don't know, a bit weirdly put together. So for the first few minutes kind of seemed like not particularly even higher budget version of Walking with Dinosaurs. I mean, some of the CGI didn't actually look particularly, blockbuster by 2021 standards whatsoever. Or even by Jurassic Park 1994, 6, standards. I think they were more impressed by their ability to use volumetric lighting in this short than anything else, which, I mean, congrats, you figured out volumetric lighting. So yeah, that kind of happened. And then it ended with a T-Rex being killed, a mosquito drinking the blood, and I guess the insinuation that the DNA from that T-Rex was what we got to get this T-Rex. And it was played the two parts of this had little to do with each other. It was kind of like one just seemed like a show reel. And then we got a short, and that short, I think, encompassed everything wrong with the Jurassic Park franchise in that it relies almost entirely on people being really incompetent at their job. I'm just going to boost his music up a little bit because it's kind of dipping down a bit too much, so to speak. At least I think it is, during my levels. So I mean, it's a follows on from the end from Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, where a child lets all these dinosaurs loose, and no one's like, "The heck did you just do, child? You let all the dinosaurs loose." And perhaps a bit more of an American accent, like, "What did you do, child? You slower." Let's not go down there. But then also, there's like, what? A couple of dozen dinosaurs, each with a different species, so 0 chance of reproducing, limited range of impact, because frankly, I mean, from what I know of watching from growing up watching Walking with Dinosaurs, is well, predatory dinosaurs aren't particularly what's the word? Migrationary, and the ones who are the mostly herbivorous dinosaurs do so over a long period of time. Point being, it's going to take these guys a long time to travel. Also, solid animals. I mean, the herbivores aren't solitary animals, and so will have a limited ability to defend themselves in the wild. Will probably die pretty soon. And the carnivorous ones. I mean, okay, first thing, they're released in the middle of America, and America is one of the most trigger-happy places in the world, full of people who like hunting. And dinosaurs are not impervious to bullets by any means. Actually, probably very easily killed by bullets. Enough of them, and considering how many people there are and how few dinosaurs there are, it seems pretty unrealistic that these are all a danger to people at all. To be honest, I feel like they were easily captured. Given enough. I realize it's kind of it's essentially a sci-fi thriller, so we're meant to give these creatures some degree of advantage. Otherwise, there's no threat to the people. But I feel my suspension of disbelief ends on, say, an island where there's a few humans surrounded by all these monsters, versus the United States of America, where there's all these people who all have access to firearms, so few dinosaurs. On balance. But despite, and so I was saying, these guys were pretty easily be wiped out pretty soon after the end of the last film, because they'll be hunted down and shot. And we kind of see what happening here. We see what appears to be American patrolman on a helicopter tracking down the creature with tranquilizers for some reason. I guess they care a lot about dinosaur conservation. And are chasing the dinosaur towards a packed drive-in cinema, which seems against, that's incompetence point number one. There could be a counter here. Because from what I know, watching a whole lot of cop shows, is they tend to not want to drive dangerous assets towards places where there are people. That's something that they actually try to actively avoid, even backing off if need be. So that's incompetence level one. You don't become a pilot of a police force and not have that awareness of where you're heading, or your dispatcher should know where you're heading. So incompetence level one. And then when they arrived, so when we cut to the drive-in cinema, we see a whole bunch of people already running away. So they've clearly clocked that the T-Rex is there, and then a whole bunch of people not running away who haven't clocked T-Rex there, including a child who's focused on their popcorn and only seems to realise pretty late on that a dinosaur's approaching them. I don't know why it takes them this long. Just there's no some reason other than the competence. So that's competence number two. There's a whole bunch of other people who are just chilling in a car. Even though a whole bunch of people around them are running around and screaming, and even if you're like, oh, maybe they're just this spot, everyone else is screaming because of the film. Yeah, but people scream at films. Look, run away at films. You know who goes to a public event and runs around and screams? People who go to a public event and then there's some kind of terrorist action on a public event, which has happened in America a couple of times. There's been shootings in cinemas, or at least once anyway. So you think people were like, wait, why are people running? Oh my god, it was a T-Rex. Maybe I should also do something, run or hide or whatever. But they don't. And then there's like a whole group of a couple like randomly driving around in kind of random directions to the point where some guy gets run over, which is actually kind of funny in a dark way. Yeah, just the people's acting completely. And I mean, it says this is December 2021. Pretty established at this point that humans in the whole are moronic and selfish. But even at this point, this is pushing that to strange disbelief. And then the guy gets the cleanest shot I have ever seen on an animal. Never mind one that big. And somehow not only misses, but shoots so low down he goes to someone's windshield. Like, I know the American police force are pretty pissed off at a lot of things, including, weapon handling, efficiency, any kind of sense of weapon handling. But also, how incompetent a shot are you? You can't hit a T-Rex from that close by. I could do it. And I'm not an active firearm user. I shoot. I use rifles. I'm a first class shot. I have a 5% that, not a flex or anything. So I have a pretty decent shot, but not someone who uses these every day. Whereas I imagine, to be an American officer, you've got to have some. Well, maybe you don't actually. Actually, if you probably have blue words, you probably don't have any level of training. But that point being, you have to try really hard to miss, and also miss to go low because weapons, by nature, tend to recoil. If they haven't recoil, it recoils upwards. I don't think it's possible for a weapon to recoil downwards. I don't think that's physically possible. So to hit miss low, you've got to be like, where are you aiming, pal? So the miss somehow don't manage to kill anyone because a tranquilizer is designed to drop a T-Rex or kill a person. You'd hope. If it doesn't kill a person, then it's not high enough dosage to knock out a T-Rex. She was like, well, I'm out here, stomp, stomp, leave. And they're like, oh, we've lost sight of him. They've lost sight of the animal. I'm like, oh, calm down, they haven't got far. Okay, well, that's true. But also, how have you lost sight or anything of them? Like, these kind of helicopters usually have some kind of heat. And even, I can't remember now which line of science they're on a T-Rex, if dinosaurs are warm blooded or cold blooded, but even so, there's going to be some temperature difference from the movement alone between them and the surroundings, one would assume anyway. And then it's like, yeah, chill. I mean, it's a T-Rex near a heavily populated area. I'm sure there's absolutely no. Also, absolutely no need to go control that panicking crowd and get them to evacuate in a safe direction away from any creatures. That's not our problem. So yeah, 3 minutes of random showreel stuff, which, yeah, I guess we can do CGI dinosaurs. Probably better than that, actually, but okay. And then 2 minutes of incompetence. Jurassic World. Other thoughts. I absolutely love Jurassic Park, the first film. I think it's my favourite films of all time. And it's definitely my inspirational films. And I even like Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3. I think the Jurassic World franchise is kind of lost vision. That being said, the Jurassic World Cretaceous show on Netflix for animated family show, pretty damn good. Probably better than the film because at least while we're consistent in how competent the adults are, the children seem hyper competent and give me some degree of hope for the next generation in this universe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, let us know what you think of this short and of the franchise as a whole. What do you think of my new kind of spruced up? I know it's not kind of high quality, but give me a break. I'm in my bedroom here, and I have one lamp, and polyquasted green screen, and I think everything else is pretty decent. What it's worth. So let me know what you think, and I will see you guys whenever I next do whatever I next do.